Welcome back to Garner Reviews. We are once again out in the tool shed, which means we're taking a look at a new product here. This time, it's texture for drywall. Super excited. This is a product I have been wanting to check out for a very long time. It's been hit and miss, it's been in stock, it's been out of stock. I finally found it. It was on sale. They had the actual texture here in stock. It was great. I picked it up, and I'm really excited to kind of show this to you guys and then talk about hopefully getting to use it here really soon in the near future. But this is called the Ease Pro Texture. You can kind of see here, it's got this nice little gun. This is a gun that you're going to hook up to like a compressor, an air compressor. It's just going to fit on right there, typical fitting. And then you can see here, you've got your little attachment point for the actual packets. So what makes this really cool is you're going to get really consistent, similar to like your typical texture gun setup. You know, it's running off an air compressor, it's pneumatic, so you have a really consistent spray pattern that's adjustable depending on the actual the amount of airflow and everything that you're putting through there, the amount of pressure. So you're going to get very consistent professional results with something like this, but you don't have the giant bulk of a hopper and that whole process that you would have for setup. This is really easy. They come in pre-loaded bags like this. This is going to screw onto the gun. You're going to get that really, again, that really consistent professional like texture. You can do knockdown, you can do orange peel. So you have options there. And then at the end of the day, if you don't use a full bag, you just simply screw the cap back on, and this is going to last a long time. Clean the gun with some water, and it's ready to go the next time. So you don't have the big hopper setups, you don't have all that. And I've used plenty of like the can style sprays on texture. You can certainly do that, and you can get pretty good results with it, but it's never going to be quite as consistent as an actual setup like this, where you actually have a compressor providing a very steady, consistent amount of air with an actual good like gun setup where you have some control over the trigger and the amount of pressure that you're putting out there. So for bigger repairs, or if you're just really concerned about getting good, consistent, professional results so that that patch really does disappear after you prime it and paint it, I think this is something that you definitely need to look at. I don't have any direct experience. Like I said, this is brand new. We're going to unbox it right now, but I've seen plenty of videos. I've seen plenty of others who just rave about this, and it looks like it is the real deal. So you can find this on their website. I'll put a link down in the description. You can also find this at Home Depot and Sherwin-Williams so far. So those are the two that I've seen this at locally. Otherwise, you can order it online. Let's open this up just to take a quick look here. I think I can. Just looks like it peels open here. Yeah, it does. So nice, easy removal. And you don't need a very big compressor to run this. On the specs here, what they ask for is a minimum of 60 psi at 2.5 CFM. So when I started looking, if you guys saw one of my previous videos, I have a pretty small Makita air compressor that I'm using for like trim work. That won't provide enough airflow for this, but in Makita's lineup, if you go, I think it's the next size up, it will definitely do that. It will provide, I think, right around 90 psi at 2.5 CFM. It was somewhere around there. So the next size up, it's just a little bit bigger of a compressor, and it's only, I think, 1 decibel point louder. So when I get the correct job, I'll definitely look into getting something like that to run this system, and then you can just do a little bit, bigger tools as well. But so it does require a compressor, but it doesn't require anything too massive. Just make sure you check your specs before you commit to buying this. But here it is, out of the package. It's pretty simple. I mean, there's not a whole lot going on here, and that's okay. That's a good thing. I mean, you've got a good solid connection point here. Looks like it's brass or something. You've got your nozzle and air connection point. Otherwise, it's a very typical run-of-the-mill pneumatic style sprayer. So it does fit the hand really nice. I mean, you can get your 2 fingers down below here. Fits. You're not going to pinch anything. Trigger's solid. You got a little hook here. I don't know if you'd ever use it, but again, setup is super easy. Just unscrew the cap. It's going to get screwed on there, and you're off and running. Now, they do have some YouTube videos on how to do this, so I'll just kind of read real quickly though, so that you guys can see. So you just attach it to the compressor. You're going to pull the trigger, make sure you have the correct pressure running. You're going to shake this really well, actually before attaching it, I would assume. And then application, I mean, you're always going to test it, even with like the spray cans. You want to test it, make sure your pattern looks really similar. And then basically for orange peel, they give you a PSI rating. It's at 60. You can do a light squeeze for a light application, pull the trigger more, you're going to get a heavier application. And then knockdown, you're going to drop that pressure down to 30. And then it's just a heavy squeeze. You're going to get that good heavy application, and then go forward with that. So, and then clean up, super easy. So they say just fill a small container with plain water, remove the texture bag, put the cap on if you still have some in here, and then you're going to run the water through the nozzle right here. You're just going to kind of pull a cup or something of water so that you can draw some water in through the gun. You're going to do this for 2 or 3 seconds, and then you're good to go. So just kind of get the bulk of the texture out of this nozzle portion so that it's not plugged up or anything like that. So really simple. I mean, again, you're talking about maybe a few extra minutes at most to set up the compressor, to get cleanup done, but you're going to get such a better consistent result out of this versus something like the can. Plus, this has, let's see here, the amount of texture and how much you're actually going to cover is pretty significant. Let's see, does it say on the bag? Doesn't. I saw it somewhere though. One quick second. So average coverage is around 30 square feet per bag, and that's for light orange peel. So 30 square feet though, that's a pretty good surface area. So I mean, you can get a lot done with one bag, and again, you can throw the cap on, use this, in another couple weeks, whatever you got going on. So it's just a really nice, convenient system without having to have the big hopper set up. So East Pro texture, I think it's going to be a winner. I'm kind of excited. I do have a small little patch that I'm going to be making in my bathroom, and I will definitely get this out and use it on there. So maybe I'll catch some video of that and kind of show you guys how it all works and everything. But I would love to hear from you guys. If you guys have actual experience with this, or maybe you're doing drywall all the time and you have some tips, some tricks for people who are doing small patches, please let us know in the comment section. That's always super helpful. I am not a big drywall guy, but I try and do as much as I can, and I always want to improve and make sure that I'm doing the very best that I can. So if you guys got any tips or tricks, have any experience with this, please let us know. Otherwise, catch you guys in the next one. Take care.